All right, so this Acura's back and it's due for its first service since they bought this car used from the dealership. The dealership that didn't want to do anything for them. So other than I replaced the sway bar link in the previous video, today I'm just gonna do its regular, first oil change since they bought the car. And yeah, I'm gonna take the wheels off. Also do the front brakes and rear brakes. As you can see, this one has electronic parking brake. So right now I'm just trying to reset the oil maintenance light. Vehicle settings. Maintenance. It's due for its A service reset. So that's done. And yeah. I also brought home the Autel. I freaking love this thing, man. It's like, I just did an update on it. It's actually, you get free updates. So I left it on overnight. I think it updated for 2022, so it's good for up to 2022. And if you want one, yeah, I'll leave a link in the description on Amazon that I got it from. But this thing does more than just electronic parking brakes. So I did a short video last time on me using this thing, but it was just for the electronic parking brakes. But I want to show you that it does other stuff too, right? So you can scan for codes. This thing's an Acura. Yeah, this thing is in number 1. Let's just go general. So yeah, you can try scanning on your engine if you're at a diesel. I don't got your transmission, ABS, airbag, so it can scan a bunch of stuff. Let's go back. OP2. I think this thing does live data. Vehicle info. Okay. No codes. Applicable. It's okay. Module. Yeah, so you can do like you can read codes, erase codes. You got live data, freeze frame data, readiness. So it does a bunch of other stuff. So let's do live data. Let's see what kind of PIDs that it has for live data. So if you're looking into a scan tool that does quite a bit of stuff, which is not very expensive, I guess I recommend this thing. And yeah, I've been using it and I freaking love this thing. I got one of these. Go complete list. So yeah, you got your fuel trims, coolant temp. Probably have to change the settings. Map sensor, RPM. Yeah, so it's got a good list of data you can look at. So yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I guess the last video I did, I only showed me adjusting the electronic parking brake. So it also has a bunch of stuff that it can do other than electronic parking brake. But I got this because I really wanted for the electronic parking brake function on this. So yeah, if you want one, I'll put a link in the description on Amazon. And yeah. And then if you want to update it, you just plug it into the computer. You download the what do you call it? I guess the app on when you buy the box, it has the website and everything. It gives you instruction on where to go and how to install the thing. And you plug it in, you open the app, and yeah, you just go to update, and yeah, that's it. And then there's also services. So I guess you got your oil reset. So if you're on with like your European cars, you got oil resets. You're doing your electronic parking brake. If you have diesel, you can reset the regen on the diesel particulate filter. And then steering angle sensor. And then if you have some hybrids or EVs, there's a BMS, so you can stick it into what do you call it? BMS calibrations for relearning the state of charge and yeah, stuff like that. What else it's got? Yeah, I don't know. Quite a bit of stuff. So I just wanted to show you that. But let's go ahead and start with the oil change. That's what I gotta do. Yeah, take the wheels off, and yeah, let's get the wheels off first. So yeah, this is the oil that they gave me. Other than that, I picked up the, rear pads, oil filter. They gave me a crush washer, and then these are the front pads because they're heavier. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I already top up the washer fluid. The other thing I noticed, because you're here in Vancouver, it's raining. This wiper is kind of lower, so you see this gap. I kind of like to have my wipers up to here, when I adjust them. So I'll probably just adjust it quickly, and that way you don't have this spot that doesn't clear off. All right, so here I'm over on the passenger side. Your oil filter is just right there. I should use the light on my phone. So yeah, let's drain that first. So if you're doing this at home, just take your passenger side wheel off. That's where your filter is. Let that drain, and then the drain plug is just right down there. So we'll let that drain first. Spin on new filter. That's it. And yeah, we're gonna go underneath and take that drain plug out. So yeah, if you have trouble getting your old crush washer off, like this one, because somebody crushed the shit out of it, yeah, I put a screwdriver underneath of it, pry it outwards, and I get myself a pair of side cutters and I cut it off. Or if it's really bad and they're like, somebody crushed it and it folded over the drain plug washer, I stick it in the vise and I just chisel it off that way, and then cut it. Yeah, so even though Acura doesn't advertise this engine as an Earth Dream engine like the Honda, I guess, Acura is supposed to be a premium brand. Yeah, this thing is still an Earth Dream engine. The only difference is this thing still has the aluminum intake manifold. You can see, yeah, it still has the old aluminum intake manifold, where Honda, they have the plastic intake manifold now. And so this thing is direct injected. If you can look down there, there's the high pressure fuel pump. You see the steel line, right? Steel line for the high pressure fuel pump, and it goes down to the fuel rail down there for the direct injectors. So still a 3.5 liter Earth Dream engine. They just, I guess, they don't want to advertise it as an Earth Dream engine because Acura is a premium brand. It's like, when I went to what is it? It was Genesis, and everybody's like, oh, it's a Hyundai Genesis, and they're like, no, it's Genesis. Genesis has nothing to do with Hyundai, but you can still see Hyundai qualities in the Genesis. All right, back to filling this thing up. So this should take not the whole entire jug. It takes like 4.5 liters. Same with like your Honda Accord V6s with the Earth Dream engine. But for some reason, like the Pilots and the Pilots, Odysseys, Ridgelines, Passports, they all take like 5.6 liters. So yeah, oil change is done. There's still some oil in there. Yeah, it's left over. So what I can do is doing the front and rear brakes. Especially, well, I'm going to be doing this on a budget. I wish I had like a brake lathe or something to machine rotors, but I'm at home and it's a Sunday. My dealership isn't open. Plus, if I bring a friend or a family's car in, I have to have a work order, and friend and families get 15% off, and I guess a different labor rate, I guess. But I'm gonna do it at home, especially when they just bought the car and they put all their money into a new used car. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this on a budget for them. Yeah, their last car was a 2004 TSX, and they bought that thing brand new. And due to unprecedented circumstances, it got totaled, and yeah, so they had to get a new car. But that thing had like 300,000 kilometers. The always kept maintained, always, regular service and everything, did brakes and stuff. And yeah, and just because somebody decided to total it, right? Get rear-ended, and yeah, and they had to get a new car. So this is the reason why whenever, especially at our dealership, we have one guy that does used cars all the time. 5 mil, above 5 mil, it's okay. Below 5 mil, like 4 mil, brakes, they replace it. Because, when you buy a used car, you don't want to be coming back the next service and having to pay money to do brakes and everything, or tires or stuff like that. Actually, we had our one guy that does all the used cars and PDIs. He's also flat rate, so he makes money on, whatever he can find, right? So, and our dealership sees it as, if you put money into the car, it just gives the car more value. Plus, you get a car that, doesn't need anything for the next little while, right? And yeah, we had like a car. It was like a 13 Civic or something, and it only had 13,000 kilometers. And our used car department was like, because the guy who does all the used cars was like, these tires are 10 years old, but they had plenty of tread left. It's already past their, shelf life, I guess. And they put 4 brand new tires on a car that only had 13,000 kilometers, and it was, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, for every dealership I've gone to, yeah, we always have like a standard of, whatever it needs, just do it. But I guess not the one that they bought it from, because, it needed a sway bar link, and I put a sway bar link in for them. And then, yeah, I'm just doing the first service, front and rear brakes. I'm going to probably adjust that driver's side wiper arm so it's not, so it's, properly adjusted. But anyways, I'm going to take the calipers off. I'm going to throw some pads in there, scuff up the rotors a bit, and yeah. They said they're not getting any kind of pulsation or shaking in the steering wheel when they're driving. So yeah, if it starts doing that, then we'll look into maybe getting rotors, or I'm going to find a way to machine these rotors for them. So yeah, I pushed the one side here. I got the pistons in. I still got to burp the boots because they got release the air out of them. But this is why when I replace brake fluid, I don't fill it to the top. I fill it to where it, originally is. Like if it's, your brakes are all 50% low, I put it lower to the bottom mark. But, I pushed in one side, and it's already full to the top. So I still got to push the calipers in on 3 other calipers, and I'm already full. So I'm going to have to get a turkey baster and suck out that brake fluid. All right, so I finished the fronts, so I'm going to have to retract the rear parking brake. Electronic parking brake, and Asian, Acura. Yeah, this thing, I freaking really like this thing. Just throw it in your toolbox, and anytime, well, especially with all the new cars nowadays, they've gone to electronic parking brake. This is a perfect tool, and it's free lifetime software updates. So anytime your new car comes out, so you just update it once a year, and you're good. Yes, but we're doing brake pad maintenance mode. And then brakes, yes. Normal control position. Do you want to execute exchange mode? Okay. And then you can hear the parking brakes retracting. There you go. And then it says electronic parking brake problem because you retracted the caliper. Finish pad maintenance, press the OK button. So we're just going to leave it at that screen. Turn off the car so it doesn't kill the battery. And I'm going to get my trusty flathead screwdriver to pull that piston in. So yeah, once they retract, just stick a screwdriver in here. And then you can just pull the caliper in, or push the pistons in doing this. Do it over here, and then when it's at the very end, you just where that piston is, push it the rest of the way, and that should be good. Just Careful not to poke the boot. Same on this side. Just take a screwdriver here and just give it a pull, and it'll push the piston in. That way, if you don't have anything to push the piston in, this is a pretty easy way to push it in. Just get yourself a flathead screwdriver. And yeah, that's it. These slide pins are pretty dry. They don't move. That one isn't even pushing all the way. You see all that dirt? There's supposed to be a lip there. So it's supposed to look like that. Right? I guess with 11,000 kilometers or 111,000 kilometers, somebody's has replaced these rear brakes before. And I guess they didn't put it back on it. I think this boot might be, yeah, this boot is, look at that. Either that is torn or it's just not attached to anything in there. I'll take a look after when I pull it out. Oh yeah, took it out. Yeah, that boot is completely broken. If they were doing a used car inspection, when you're checking brakes, you can. My eyes went right to it when I went over on this side. So yeah, the boot is actually completely broken. So I want to see if yeah, there's this. Yeah, that came out. See, there you go. That's the other piece of it. Wonder if I have some old caliper slide pins that I have kicking around in the garage. So yeah, I don't have any extra boots at home, but I'm gonna make sure that there's enough grease in there so it doesn't seize in there, because you don't want it seize. At work, I have a collection of caliper brackets. So I just save them in case something happens, like if you get a customer's car and you're servicing their brakes and they're completely seized in there, and yeah, you can't get the pins out, and yeah, usually have extra brackets laying in my it's not my toolbox, but it's my bench, and yeah, they usually have like the boots, the pins and stuff, and then and that's from replacing all the seized calipers from other cars. So it's good to have extra hardware when you need it, right? And use them when customers, you're doing stuff for customers like servicing their brakes, and it's good to have extra pins. But yeah, I'll put these things back together, put the pads in, make sure there's enough grease, clean up that all that grit stuff on that edge there, right? And yeah, so they don't seize. And then next time I'll see if I can find one. This is like the same, I think the same caliper as like the CRVs, I think. Oh, all right, that's all done. Take it back out of maintenance mode. Press OK button. Did you finish the rear brake pad maintenance? Yes. It's okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now I pump up the brake pedals. Finishing off. Yeah, there, it's done. So yeah, and that should be it. I'm just gonna adjust the wipers because I think it should just go up to here. It's pretty low down there on the cowl, so yeah, I'll probably adjust that. But anyways, I think that's it for this video. I kind of addressed most of the issues that they had with this car when they bought it. The noises, low brakes. They had a noise in the steering, but that's just a clock spring. But yeah, they didn't. The place that they bought it from, the dealership, didn't wanted to do anything for them. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Car's gone. I went on a road test with them just to make sure there's no other complaints with their car. Other than I recommended doing some brake fluid next time when they're due for an oil change. I don't know if you saw how black it was. So yeah, so it's pretty black. I recommend changing it next time when they come in to do their next oil change. But I just want to show you how much pads are left on this. This one doesn't look too bad, but where is it? That one is pretty close. Probably, if it was my car, I'd probably just keep going and then keep an eye on it until it's like paper thin. But you know, when it's a customer, they don't have the luxury of constantly monitoring their brakes. And yeah, there's a couple of them. Here's yeah, this one. That much left. So yeah, now they don't have to worry about it till their next. You know, I don't know how much they're gonna drive their car, but it's not going to be for another while until they need to do brakes. Oh, the rears also come with new hardware. So yeah,